We're going to be looking at some of the really neat tools that are available within the Google Docs. So one of them is that it's going to be able to do the typing as you are dictating. So whatever words I'm saying, it's now typing onto the screen within the Word document. There's also under the tools, so selecting that and turning that off, there's a number of other really useful tools that we're going to be covering in this lesson. Google Docs has a lot of really amazing productivity tools, and those are available under the Tools option. So there's a quick spelling and grammar check that you can do, and it can do a showing of spelling suggestions, grammar suggestions, and also a personal dictionary. So what this does is when you run through it, it will check to see all of the spelling and grammar of the text. And right now it's not picking up any misspelled words. So if you do have words that you are misspelling, and from here you can select the word and provide more details. So it gives this underlining of the word and provide more details of why it thinks it's wrong and more feedback for the correction of the word. There's also an auto correction, so to say that the auto correction is wrong. So the correction has automatically been undone. So in this case it was doing an auto correction on the word. So also under the tools, so you can select the word count that you currently have within the document. It's going to give you the number of pages, the words, there's the characters excluding spaces. So if you're creating a document for a specific word count, this is a great tool that will give you more information about the word count. You can also display the word count while typing. So it gives you a quick indicator about all of this information. So as you type and you add in more words, it's going to add those words into the word count. And they are also being red underlined. So that means that they are being flagged as possible spelling issues. So now when we go through the spelling check, so it says, gives us an option. So each one of the misspelled words that's going to have a red underline is going to go through here within the top where we can ignore or we can accept the suggested changes. And once we make the suggested changes, and it goes through, it will say that the rest of the document looks good. There's also a review suggested edits. And what this does is, this is when you are working collaboratively, you can select the editing mode, and the editing mode will be either editing, suggesting, or viewing. If you go to the suggesting mode, any changes that you make, so if I was to delete this, this is going to go through within the suggested edits. If I make any updates to it, if I bold it, if I color it. So these are all coming in as suggested edits. So that's going to be showing on the right hand side. And these are always going to be visible where you can either check and accept the suggestion, or the suggestion can be deleted and rejected. So within the tools, when you go to review suggested edits, it will give you an option either to accept all or you can reject all, and shows the suggested edits. Preview accept all, preview reject all. So you can see what that's going to look like if you accept all, if you reject all. So to just go back to the previous version if you do the suggestion. So this is just a quick way where you can go through the editing and the suggesting as suggestions are made when you work collaboratively on the document. So also under the tools, we've got an option for citations. So we've already looked at that, and this gives us an option where we can add in different citations wherever we've selected the content. So in this case, if we want to select this and apply a citation to it, we select the content first, then do the citation, and this is where we can add in the citation. So there's no citations. We need to add the citations, and then we can link them to the text content. There's the Explorer that you've already looked at. There's the dictionary option. So the dictionary option allows us to do a check of the highlighted text in order to find a definition of that. So once again, if you do it in the dictionary and if you type in a word and hit enter, it will do a search and it'll give you the dictionary definition, also provides you the noun, the verb, and more information about the word itself. So this is a really handy tool to do a quick lookup of content. There's also a translate document. So translate document is really powerful because it allows you to translate the document into a selected language. And this is going to create a new version of the document. So if I was to select a language, I'm not sure how well it's going to translate it, but it'll create a new translated version of the document. This is also being stored into the drive. And there's the translated copy of the My document. So by default, it's being stored directly within the Drive folder and as a translated version of the document. Also under the tools, there's the voice typing. So this is another handy, useful feature where you can select, and as long as you've got a mic on your computer, you can start doing the typing. I'm going to remove the suggesting mode and go back to the editing mode. And once you're ready to start recording and doing the voice typing, you would select the microphone and select allow for the Google Doc to be taking and recording the content that's being said within the microphone. And now it's going to be typing exactly what is being said, and the translation of it is fairly good. As you can see, it is copying the content and typing it out exactly as I'm saying. And this is going to be added to wherever we had the cursor within the document. Whenever you finish the recording, you can then just simply click the red microphone, and this will stop the recording and typing of the content. So also going under the tools, you can also use the shortcuts for any one of these. There's also an option for script editor. So this is if you are into coding and doing some customizations behind the scenes with the code and with the script, you can select the script editor, and this is going to open up the Google Apps script editor where you can apply some app script into the document. And this is going to be created as a bound script, so it's going to be bound to this as the active document. I'm going to go ahead and close the voice typing. And then there's also some options here for preferences. So these are just general preferences that you can add in. And there's also substitutions. So if you want to substitute particular characters with a new one, such as the copyright, you can do that. Or you can create your own customized replacements. So whenever this is typed, it will automatically type my full name there. So at any of the two brackets, it'll type the full name into it. So that's another way to create some quick shortcuts when you are typing. And if you have to do repetitive content, such as a name, this is a really easy way to just do that and add that in. And that's under the preferences and substitutions. So there's the substitution that I was using. And then you can update this if you want to have a full address, phone number, or signature. You can create your own custom substitution in order to match. And now it's as easy as just typing those characters in order to add in that substituted text. There's also some accessibility settings where you can set those on, and it can provide screen reader support and the magnifier support. So those are options as well that you have within the Google Docs.